What's going on, filmmakers? I'm Alexander Don, and today I'm gonna take you behind the scenes at shooting a music video. Now, what you see right here is our first setup, and what we try to do is try to balance the light here with what's in the back so we don't have a blown out background. Now, why I'm so excited about this music video, it's because we're using the Sony Burano with the Laowa Nanomorph and some very special gear, which is this brand new monitor from Feelword called F5 ProX. And why this monitor is so special, it's because it allows me to be more productive on set. Now, you might ask how? Well, I'm gonna show you right now. So basically this monitor has an NP battery slot where it takes power out of, and it has another NP battery adapter where you can put your wireless transmission. And as you can see right now, I'm using the DJI SDR transmission system, which sits right here, and it takes power out of the monitor. Now, besides having all of this super useful features, it's also very practical because we have HDMI in and HDMI out, which is very helpful for our situation. And it also has a lot of useful features on it, like anamorphic desqueezing. But not only that, you can set your own anamorphic desqueezing based on your lens. For example, a lot of monitors that I used in the past had only a few anamorphic desqueezing functions, like for example 1.3, 1.5 and 2, and that's it. But with this one, you can actually customize your squeeze factor to your preferences. And because we're using two types of cameras, we're not only using the Sony Burano on this one, we're also using the Ronin 4D-6k with the series lenses, and that lenses have a different squeeze factor. And because we're using this monitor, it's easier for us to judge the image and make it look as good as we can. Now, I think this anamorphic desqueezing is also useful. It's because the Sony Burano only has two squeeze factors, which is 1.3 and 2, which is kind of crazy for a camera that costs that much. But when we talk about the Ronin 4D, it has obviously more desqueeze functions. Now, I want to take you along and I want to show you, and I want to talk a little bit on my next scenes as well. The reason we're using only one light here, it's because I wanted a more dramatic look, and because we have a lot of light coming from that side, it kind of creates a balance if you look right now at the image, and makes our image look a little bit more aligned with the space we're filming in. And by the way, we're filming in a huge castle, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because this castle was built in 1200, which is pretty mind-blowing if you think about it. But if you look at all of the details that you see around here, it's really crazy to think that we're actually filming in a castle this old, which is preserved this beautiful. All right, so I wanted this video to be like a super in-depth behind the scenes, but unfortunately we had to move super fast. So it was really hard to focus on the behind the scenes and also on doing a good job at work. So we had to cancel filming behind the scenes so my assistant can help me shoot faster. But I still want to talk about how we shot this because I think it turned out pretty good, and we did some tricks in order to get the image that we have. Now, one of the things that I want to mention is I love how this anamorphic image looks. We paired two cameras, so the Sony Burano with the Laowa Nanomorph zooms, which are extremely beautiful. These lenses look absolutely amazing. And on the second camera that we had was the Ronin 4D with series lenses. And I gotta say, this pair went pretty good. And also the colors between the two cameras were pretty easy to match. So I would say having the Sony Burano as an A cam and the Ronin 4D as a B cam is an extremely good setup, because you have a gimbal that works really good with the Ronin 4D and a really beautiful 8K camera from Sony that looks really good when you film close-up shots, faces, and so on. Now, when it comes to this project, we had 2 days of shooting, and first day of shooting was at the castle that you saw, and the second day was shooting with our actors in the city, and that was shot mostly with the Ronin 4D because we had to move quickly. We didn't have like filming permits everywhere we shot, so we had to work super fast, and this is where the Ronin 4D comes in, and because it's a camera that allows you to film extremely fast and it's super easy to work with. Now, in the castle is actually where I want to talk more, because there is where we put lights. Outside, we use natural light, and we filmed at a very good hour where the light was looking pretty good. We started shooting at 7 in the morning, and we continued to shoot until 10 or 11, something like that. And as you can see, we have beautiful shadows and the light looks pretty good without us doing nothing to adjust our lighting or anything like that. One thing that we did, of course, we tried to put our actors in a way that it's more flattering towards the light and so on, but other than that, that was it. Now, when it comes to the castle, it's actually what I want to talk about, because the shots in the castle, I kind of like how they look. And one of the things that make your image look more cinematic is obviously lighting, but it's also the location. Now, this location was absolutely beautiful. Like I mentioned, it's a very old castle that has been restored, and it has a lot of the old furniture and old like finishes kept, so it looks like a movie. And also our actor's outfit and everything makes you think about the image looking like a movie. Now, the only thing that we did to complement that is obviously make a good lighting so we can have a good quality on our camera. But if the location wasn't there, then our image would not look as good as it did. So when you think about shooting, try and think about picking a location that looks already good, because when you're gonna light it, it's gonna be extremely easy to do it. Now, as you can see, we shot a lot of situations and we had to move super fast. We shot the entire thing in one day. We had a lot of actors, we had a lot of script things that we had to check. So it was not easy. So in order to make everything as easy as I can with the angles and everything else, what I did is I tried to make my lighting look as good as I can from any angle I look into. So I can move with the camera freely without having to adjust my lights. So in order to do that, I was able to put a top light, which was there the whole time in every shot. And that top light helped me get more light into our image and balance things a little bit. And what I did next is I also used the practical lights that were available at the location, which helped us give a really beautiful warmed look. And I also used a key light from time to time, which I placed at an angle from all of my subjects. So if you look at the images, all of the subjects have a little bit of angle light, like a key light, and it kind of looks natural. It doesn't look like the light is there. It kind of looks like the light is a little bit from the situation. You don't really feel the light being, let's say, altered or anything like that. So it looks kind of natural. So that was what we wanted to do. It's because we had a lot of angles and we wanted to work as fast as possible, because we started shooting the whole thing at 6 and we ended up at 2 in the morning. So I think we pretty much did a good job when it comes to shooting. But one thing that we did is after we got all of our master shots with the Singer, with the Sony Burano, then we switched to the Ronin 4D so we can work faster. And I recently actually filmed a movie with this setup, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit. And you've probably seen so far that I haven't posted that often here on YouTube, and I didn't even post it on Instagram, and that is because for the last 2 months or 3 months, I've been shooting a movie, a Netflix film, which I'm gonna talk about very soon. And I've been also moving into a new house, which I'm also redecorating, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because I'm trying to do all of this together, editing the movie, moving into a new house, redecorating it, and also trying to do all my projects that I have, like this one and the behind the scenes. So my life is kind of hectic right now, and we're also having a baby. So it's really crazy all in the same year, but I'm excited and I'm trying to keep my energy as high as I can so I can do as much as I can, because I'm still young, and when you're young, you still have energy. But I hope you enjoyed this short behind the scenes. I wanted to talk obviously about the gear that you saw in the beginning, because I really think gear sometimes really helps you work faster and work more efficient. And whenever you use the right gear in the right situations, it makes your job so much easier and it makes your job look so much better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short behind the scenes. I'm Alexander Don, and thanks a lot for watching. Peace.